obedient and compliant and to not cause any fuss over the systems in place and how things are. And I've always been shy, and my aesthetic is to not be confrontational or say anything harsh or sharp. But what I've learned is that, regardless, it doesn't feel good to be in that situation. It's not a vibe you would maybe choose to be in. At least I don't, speaking for myself. I've learned you have to stand up for yourself, to have respect for yourself. And if it means getting in the mud, that's just part of the play of this life. I would prefer other encounters and more pleasant people to surround myself with. And for the most part, as far as my friends, I'm in a good place. I don't have a lot of friends, but the ones I have are good people. They're solid. They're people you can talk to about any of this kind of stuff. And they appreciate you and they see the value in you. And that's a good friendship. Obviously, online, on these platforms, a lot of times we lose that in-person interface. Here, I can't see you, but you can see me. And you don't really get to know someone until you talk to them yourself. But I'm just trying to raise awareness about things that I've encountered in this very convoluted construct we find ourselves in. And I like to talk about these kind of things, probably mundane for a lot of people, especially the ones who aren't free thinkers and are conformists and reductionists that just regurgitate the same blah. And to a lot of those people, I'm doing that. But they're just on a different part of their journey. And I'm learning to have the maturity to not despair over just the sheer amount of stupid people. But I want to say, don't be afraid to use your words, express yourself, and roast people over the open flame verbally if you have to. But it's like there's being mean and stupid, and that's just yuck. But if you're intelligent about your roast, preferably even comedic and not having it be a resentful, bitter thing. If it's more you're able to laugh at it but make fun of it, do it. I actually appreciate it when people do that for me. If it's a good one. If it's just stupid, blah blah blah, or just making fun of me like that, it's GTA, get the fuck out. Come back if you have something intelligent to say about what I'm talking about. But for the rest of you that understand and care, I very much appreciate your participation and comments, and as few of them as there are. In a strange way, it helps me respect and treasure myself more and value myself more, because I'm kind of rare in this way. And there's others like me, but we're few and far between. And I think part of it is we're looking for meaning. We're searching, why are we here? What happened? How did we get here? And why are we in this, I would say, unnatural dynamic? I think a society is not supposed to be like this. I think there's other forces at play, as I have said in other videos. I talk about the archons, which are basically these demonic entities, and wherein we live and manifest in their real estate. But this is their construct, and they can manipulate things. I don't think they're all evil. There's definitely good forces at work helping us along our journeys. I've had so many times, or not, just a couple times, I guess, that I was in a circumstance where I'm is this it? And you're in the middle of a car accident and you're like, oh, is this it? Am I is this the end? So like some things protected me and helped me along, because honestly I'm only aware of so much, and I wouldn't consider myself that intelligent as far as being able to see everything that's going on. But somehow I've been fortunate enough to still be around, and a lot of stupid people live a long time here, so that's some kind of unseen grace, like guiding us along in our journeys, I think. And in my opinion, and maybe this will change, but I think even the stupid people don't need to come here. I don't think anyone needs to come here. I think there's a way better way to learn in these experiences, because the way you really learn is to experience. If you could live in a world where you were able to do multiple careers, have more time to work on creativity, have more creativity at your fingertips, be in a sense of wonder and awe, because as long as you stay in that state of marveling at creation or the phenomenons before us, it's like keeping the honeymoon alive. It's like having that childlike excitement. And that's part of my aesthetic. I'd prefer not to muck about with all these people that don't have anything like meaningful to say. And I'd rather have those experiences where I could experience having a marriage experience. It's like a marriage where both people love each other equally, and to have a child. Also have more time, have it be less arduous and more like explore all the things a human can do to create, I've said it before, that imagination is the final frontier. That is truly the limitless part of us. It's that part of us that creates universes. Of course, we don't have the knowledge to do that, but we take what we have, and there's some kind of force at work in us that has this eye for novelty, this vision for an aesthetic or an expression. It doesn't even have to be you're doing like the most beautiful piece of art. You could just be like this, like just talking about stuff, talking about the insipid anathema that we encounter in our existence here. It's just those times of taking things so hard. And even this reality with all the atrocities, if the pain wasn't so bad, if we didn't take it so hard, it would, and we like knew that we live many lifetimes, like we'd be a lot less fearful and more lighthearted and more like not having to take it so seriously. But on the flip side of the coin, also not giving a fuck, like actually caring, because you want your story to be interesting. You want to be a protagonist. You want to have it be worthwhile, have it be genuine and authentic. And I feel like part of me has had to let that go as far as my life being a certain way. I mean, we can't get through this without getting mud on ourselves or having some unpleasant conversation or encounter with someone. It's just going to happen. It's predictable. It's going to happen again. It could probably happen tomorrow for me. But I try to be in that state of wonder and love and appreciation for people. Oftentimes, especially in the comment section, if someone has a negative thing to say and that's all they have to say, yeah, it's hard to appreciate them, because all I got from them was negativity. I didn't even have the chance to appreciate what is good about them or what is beautiful about them. So a lot of things we get are one-sided. And when you watch me, all you hear is me talking about this stuff. Like, you don't know what I'm like to hang out with, play music with, play sports and stuff, and like jam with me. Like I do all that stuff. This is just a sidebar of my life. This is just a record. This is kind of like public journaling is what this is. It's thinking out loud. It's demonstrating how to freely think and the aesthetic of that. There's so many people that have very interesting things to say, but they're fearful because they know that there's people out there that are just going to ridicule them. I have been through enough trauma that I can handle the ridicule. That's why I said, like, I'll proverbially roast people, and that's just, I don't take any shit. You know, it's like there is the occasion that I'm just like, I don't have time to respond to, like, I just don't even want to stoop to that level. There is at times like that. And if I had enough, like, negative comments, I would just have to ignore that. Probably be funny in the future. Like, sometimes negative comments are hilarious. Like, I can't tell sometimes if it's a troll or someone, like, genuinely resentful. Oh, life is strange. But I try not to take it too seriously. Even though these things do matter, and it weighs heavily upon my heart, and it is grievous that so many people aren't valued, and we've learned that, like, toxic modality of, like, oh, stop being lazy, it's like you just need to go to work. And it's like, you think this is the natural way of life? Just because this is the way we were raised and had it hammered into us like this does not mean this is the normal way. And if you look through history, people have been gaslighting and taking advantage of each other like through the generations, through the millenniums. It's been going on. So it's time we're like, hey, we need such a revolution. Like, we don't even know how to go about that. Especially with so many people in the world, so many things going on, so many special interest groups and agendas. It's wild. It's a zoo down here. And what I'm doing to do my best is just talk about it. It actually helps me and gives me peace, because to think through things and say them out loud, there is power there. And sometimes I don't realize when my perceptions are askew until I say something out loud. And I'm like, it's kind of like, oh, I heard what I just said, and that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. And that happens a lot. But I just hope more conversations can come about these things. I watch a lot of other channels here on YouTube of people talking about this stuff. I'm starting to find more and more, and I almost wonder if it's from making these videos. I don't know, and I hear people get way more down on this stuff than I do, like, mean, like, like, whoa, and they have lots of subscribers. And then I also watch people that, like, they're just a vibe, like, they're not trying to preach or anything like that, or even soliloquy like I do, which is just basically thinking out loud, musing out loud. Like, they're just kind of like a friend that's a virtual friend, and they just, like, it's a beautiful day, they're like, just breathe in, you know. It's just like simple things like that, or just people talking about, like, their daily life. And it might be, like, mundane to a lot of people, but a lot of people are interested in how other people live. It's all just a study of who we are. And I'm not trying to be anything I'm not here. Obviously, I'm just talking and hoping to find other people that like like to talk about this stuff and grok with what's going on, even though I don't know if my little brain will ever understand it. I do allow myself to get lost in it a lot of times. And talking about it helps me stay grounded too. So, love to hear your thoughts.